Hello, 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 hello. Welcome, welcome to Supercharged Fridays. How are you doing? Hopefully, everything is working as it should. Welcome back to Supercharged Fridays. My name is Sonal Behal. I am a career strategist and former HR director. I've been doing these live streams every Friday. We get together, we hang out, you get to ask your questions, and yeah, I share perspectives. Like I said, I've been doing this for a while, over half a decade, and I'm coming to you live from India today and coming to you live from New Delhi. And I take my flight back to Belgium in the next couple of hours. But we have a date, so it's a commitment. We hang out. So this is a great time to bring in questions if you have any, if you've got something on your mind. And I thought I'd share. I've been thinking lately. I've had a couple of things on my mind. Last weekend, I did a quick weekend getaway to Jaipur with a few members of my family, extended family. And there were three things that I observed that I thought were very, very relevant. And I typically tend to share these things in my newsletter. And I decided, why not share here today? So if you're watching me live, if everything is working as it should, please could you give me a thumbs up in the comments so that I know it is working. And I will also check online to make sure. Just a quick thumbs up, right? So that we know that I am live as I should be. Okay, let me know in the comments. If I don't see a comment from you, it's like, I mean, first of all, why are you being shy? And secondly, like, what's going on? Is there something wrong with the deck? Let's get started. But yeah, I mean, I'm literally waiting for like a comment just to make sure. So don't be shy. And everything should be working as it should. I've got the goods. We're ready to go. We are live. Thank you, Srini. Appreciate it. All right, good. So, what are those lessons I'm talking about? Okay, as I shared, right? I was away for a couple of days last weekend. Very beautiful city, Jaipur. If you've never been, highly recommend. 10 on 10. And give me a sec. Something is wrong here. Did something go wrong? No, everything's fine. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you a few things. Number one is I'm going to share with you what was the career lesson that I learned, why it matters to you and me, and then sort of like that takeaway, So it's like I want that to be something you walk away with. So it's easier to remember. Okay. Um, if you're not familiar, like I said, Jaipur is on the west of India. For those of you who are not from India or not from South Asia, it's from the western state of Rajasthan. Beautiful city and known for many, many things. Known for food, known for hospitality, fashion, jewelry, all the things. Who doesn't love that, right? Food, fashion, food, fashion, jewelry. If you're watching me or listening to me right now, if you're driving, obviously be safe if you're driving. We tend to like one of those things, right? If not all. Most of us like all of them. Hi, Sheet. Hey, Risto, thank you for being here. So, here is the first of three surprising career lessons from a weekend in Jaipur. Lesson number one, always ask for the review. Always. Here's what I observed. Okay, here's what I observed. Every single vendor, whether it was a big store to the tiny roadside stalls, they asked me to leave a Google review. Why does it matter to you and me? Okay. It regardless of whether you're looking for actively for your next role or you have your own business or a professional in any case, it's so important to ask for testimonials, referrals, recommendations. It's not an option, not in 2025. This is what builds social proof. Not when you are praising yourself, but when somebody else is praising you on your behalf. That's the best. So when someone gives you a compliment, even if you're not actively looking for a role, place it and say, hey, would you put that in writing? I'd love it if you could put that in writing. Your boss is saying something, and I'm like, yeah, great. Let's put it in writing. Let it not be let it not be purely like verbal, like it's a secret or something like that, right? Sorry. That's the first lesson. Always ask for the review. And the takeaway here is you're never too small to ask, and you're never too big to need it. A great resume is important, but your reputation speaks louder, okay? Especially when someone else is speaking on your behalf. That's the first lesson that I took away. And the second lesson I took away is there is power in niche. There's an expression in, I think in the US, it's called the riches are in the niches, niche, Niche, French word, but it's called niches in the US. And I saw this play out so truly in Jaipur. Here's what I observed. There was this particular shop, I think it's called Sada. Sada in Hindi means plain, simple, you know. And they sell plain, unprinted, minimalistic clothes. And this is in Jaipur, which is the land of vibrant colors, patterns, lots of bling in women's clothing. And yet, this particular shop that sells the most simple, basic, like kurtas, like something like what I'm wearing right now, they are not only thriving, like they have very good sales. They're shipping, I think, globally, if I'm not mistaken. They ship across India, but they started in Jaipur, right? I'm very impressed with that, because why this matters to you and me is in your career, in your business, whatever you do today, right? It's very tempting to be everything to everyone. But clarity and specialization can be a big asset, because you're not for everyone. Nobody's for everyone, right? So this is why I thought this was like super duper relevant and worth sharing. What's the takeaway here? The takeaway here is when you stay true to your strengths, even in a very noisy market where you get lots of advice, often conflicting with each other, your people will find you. There is a demand for every single niche, even the quiet ones, even the ones that look like nobody wants them. Such a brilliant example with this shop, Sada. Is this interesting? Is this resonating with you? Tell me in the comments. Why are you so quiet? What's going on? Can you even hear me? What's going on? Let me see. Let me see what's going on. Okay. Take a quick break and see what's up. Is this resonating? Which one is your favorite so far? I've shared two. I got one more to go. Okay, that seems to be working, I guess. Let's go. Okay. We're a bit quiet today. I'm hoping you're listening, even if you're not participating. That's okay. Oop, what's going on with my hair? Ready for lesson number 3? This is fun. You want to hear lesson number 3? I'll share lesson number 3. Okay, here's the lesson number 3. Play the long game of reciprocity. So here's what I observed. There was a member in my extended family who had been having a little bit of a headache, and it became worse. And we were in this particular shop. Not only did the shop owner offer his sympathy, he sent someone to get the exact medicine that would alleviate her condition. You know what ended up happening? We ended up buying a little bit more from him, right? Why does it matter? Why am I talking about this? Going the extra mile where you help without immediate benefit builds trust and loyalty. I know you probably know it to be true. I've talked about this a few times, but how many people actually do it? We do it when we expect an immediate response. Doesn't matter. Do it anyway, right? He didn't know that we would be buying more, but there was this unspoken trust. And I think he was a former. I think she'd known him from before, and she came like 6 7 years later. My family member, and they were like, obviously the guy doesn't remember 6 7 years later, but he appreciated that she came back. So loyalty goes both ways. But that's not the takeaway. The takeaway is kindness. I think in today's world can sometimes be in short supply, but when we are kind, it compounds. And a small act of going above and beyond may not look like it will pay off immediately, but when it does, it often exceeds expectations. So you don't do this because there's a payoff, you just do it because that's it. And I believe when you do good, good comes back. So regardless, just do it. It's the safest option, right? That's the takeaway for me. All right. Has this been interesting? Thank you for being here. What's your name? I'm glad you're participating. Is everything working on LinkedIn? Because LinkedIn feels a bit quiet. Okay. Is this interesting in terms of random thoughts about a recent trip to Jaipur? I'm so sorry. I don't know who you are. I can't see you inside my LinkedIn. But thank you for being here. Okay. That's it. Quick, short session I wanted to share today. I'm, like I said, going back in a few hours, going back to Belgium, flying tonight. So still got some last minute like errands and packing, and you know how it is on your last night. So I see a comment here. 1 second. Hey Rajiv, thank you for being here. Great second point around simplicity. I find the most complex problems, if given to those who have skills to amplify, typically end up with better outcomes. It certainly has worked in our business with several moving parts. I love that, and yet I think simplicity is often associated with like you're not doing enough, you're not trying enough, and maybe even laziness. And I think most problems we need to go back to simple solutions, right? Thank you for being here. Yeah, I'm glad this is interesting for you. Appreciate that. So, yeah, these are the three that I shared today. Number one, quick recap. Always ask for the review, whether you're a big business, small business, roadside business, job seeker, not job seeker, doesn't matter. You're never too big to need it, you're never too small to ask. Lesson number two, there's a power in niche, there's a power in specializing and staying true to your strengths. Say that faster. Staying true to your strengths. A little bit of a tongue twister. Especially in a noisy market, there's a power in that. Your people will find you. Lesson number three, play the long game of reciprocity, because kindness compounds, and going above and beyond, people remember it. I'm telling you about it now. I mean, yeah, it's a great job. So this is it. This is what I wanted to share. And last, I think, final words or closing thought that I want to share with you is, useful career lessons aren't always found in a boardroom or in textbooks or in the middle of an MBA curriculum with a professor. Sometimes a weekend in Jaipur can show you everything you need to know about authenticity, trust, and long-term success. So I hope this is helpful. Which one was your favorite of the three that I shared? Let me know in the comments. I'm going to read every single one of them and answer every single one of them. Yes, in the meantime, I did say this is a Q&A. Mohib, you got a question? I'm here for you. Okay. Apart from general advice, how can a fresh candidate in a new company impress his boss in the first few weeks of work as an engineer or an executive, which lays down the path for promotion? Okay, promotions and being irreplaceable. Apart from general advice, I think focus on Mohib on what people need, what your boss needs. Make it about that as opposed to how can I impress. Think about how you can place his or her needs above your own when you're like, how can I make their life a bit easier? Think of it that way. What are they struggling with right now? The fact that you've been hired, there's something that was needed. How can you help them with that? Be that person who will raise his hand to do things that others don't want to do. That's it. Take the spotlight away from you and place it on the people who've hired you, especially in the beginning. You're fresh, people remember that. But I would say it's easier to do it in the beginning. Later, we get caught up in the rhythm and busyness and deadlines. I get that. But in the beginning, it's an opportunity that will not come back to you. So take advantage of that period. You're also higher in enthusiasm, a little bit of adrenaline because you're new, you're learning, and do more of that. Yeah, I hope that brings you lots and lots of success and good luck at your new job. Hi, Risto. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Sticking to strengths and staying in your lane has always had merit. Yeah, sometimes we learn things the hard way, Rajiv. I mean, I certainly have. But we're always learning. We're always learning, right? All right. Amazing. Thank you so much for being here live with me. I really appreciate it. Take care of yourself. Have a good Friday. If you're just joining me, it's morning for you in like North or South America. I wish you a good Friday, and for those in the European, Middle East, Africa, and Asia, I hope you have a good rest of your Friday and weekend. And I shall see you at the same time in Belgium. I will be back in Belgium at the same time Friday.